Brothers and sisters, generals, family, those who've been riding along, as I always say, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you, and stay with it, stay positive, and stay powerful. In this here, these I don't know what to call it anymore, weird times, just stay with it, my generals, because our ancestors are with us if we honor them, the righteous brother or sister that was a general that fought through tooth and nail to get many of us in that great, great divine space that we are in. I'm talking about the righteous ones, the ones I always say, the ancestors that were before civilization and buildings, and like you see on my banner here, where it all began, Kemet, Egypt, aka Kemet, is where all our power, we're all from the roots, from Mother Africa, and as I said, I love my brothers and sisters, in America and Africa, you know what I mean? All over the world, above and beyond. Salute to my generals, family, brother and sister that's standing up right and doing what we're supposed to in this life. So, and again, look for more father and son discussions, music from myself, L'Oreal Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. And General Lord Lamont, and we'll be getting together next weekend. And it's been a heck of a journey, and as we know, brothers and sisters, at all costs, protect our realm. And of course, I'm gonna break it down, and we're gonna get into deeper. Most of us know what realm mean, but let's go deeper. And of course, I'm gonna read a summary. Got to do that. It's good for our cognitive functions, and we're gonna go even deeper to why it's important to protect our realm, and that's not just small little spaces. I'm talking about from inside out. Like I say, when we do righteous things, we start with ourselves, children, family, and work our way out. That's the same way with protecting one's realm. And I'm gonna get into that. That's why I got on my thumbnails, myself, and my son, Ethan. He's 10, and I'm a volunteer this week. I didn't go last week. I usually volunteer on Wednesday, so I'm gonna see him Wednesday, but I seen him this weekend. Me and Lord Lamont didn't get together, but I did speak with him. He texted me. I got to text him back. I didn't get a chance to respond to him because I don't want him to think I was ignoring him. But I got to get back with him, and he's doing well, as well as my biological children and godchildren. As I said, I got 2 daughters and a son that live out of town that I haven't spoken to, that I got to get in touch with, and 2 older daughters and a son. I got a daughter named Elijah. A son named Elijah, a daughter named Andrea, and a daughter named Naya. Those are the 3 I haven't talked to or seen in a while. And may that great divine be in their life, protect them, keep them prospering, as well as I say for all of us. That's why I say those meditation times and those deep prayer times, take them serious, be consistent. That's why you always hear me on every other podcast, even when I'm not speaking. I always say calling down that protection from that great divine, that powerful force for ourselves and from ourselves, because that's very important. I don't care how many times one hears me say that, got to be consistent if we want that realm to be protected and strong, because when we become like deeply aware, I'm talking about like so sharp we can see everything. That's when we'll notice our realm. And it's brother, sister, family, general, get into practicing or noticing our realm, not just getting trapped in this little human body. Let's go above and beyond, brothers and sisters. It's not impossible. It's just a matter of taking the time and noticing oneself. Brother, sister, younger or older, family, salute. So that's what I do. I send out protection in one's realm. I don't think if it's I don't even think about it. I just go with that divine. I used to say, like when things happen now, toxic things, bad things, of course, we don't let people run over us, person, place, thing. But some things, observe, step back, because you can see it better. It defines itself when we don't react to everything. Be about action, as Brother Malcolm X taught. Rest in peace and in power. As well as many other great brothers and sisters like him in our families, far and near. You know how I do it? That's that realm I'm talking about. That's why I always do that. I don't ever just think about one little space. I think about all things all over the world, from myself out. Righteous ripple effect. That's what the realm is all about, So I'm always rhyming. Yeah, but I'm gonna dive in deep into that, and that's why I got my son and I on the thumbnail, because it starts with family. Again, work our way out. Pay attention to our realm. And again, when we study human nature, mama nature, things about the universe, powerful things we can do in our mind, nothing can stop a divine, determined mind that's powerful and practices and read and researches and listen. That's another important thing. I just said that recently on a podcast about appreciating mama nature and just life in general, and appreciating ourselves and others, and in kind of understanding the conditioning that some are still under, or spell. That's why I put spell breaker by my name. I will break any spell, if it can be broken, but it always comes down to the individual. Again, in order to break a spell, we have to know we're under one first off. Then when we do, we can begin to see our realm and protect our realm, because we can be. This is the power that Great Divine has given us, all of us, if we tap into it, but especially melanated brothers and sisters. We have a different magnetism, a more powerful magnetism. That's facts, because we can get closer to the sun. But that's another podcast. But when we become aware and sharp and really know what intuition is all about, we will be able to see beyond our realm. You know what I'm saying? We can see in other parts, like, because it comes in dreams or deja vu, as my son Lord Lamont and I spoke on. That's a part of our realm. That means that our awareness is reaching out beyond our body, beyond our spaces, even beyond the city we live in. Yes, we can be that powerful. It comes in dreams. You got to pay attention to things like that. That's why I always say all the time, when we have dreams, look it up. We can almost get a glimpse of the future. And that's a part of seeing and protecting the realm. Go deeper into it. Go deeper into our dreams. We have deja vu. Pay attention to it. Nothing is a coincidence when it comes to that divine. Everything is by divine design, righteously, not man's design. We're talking about the higher supreme being, that nothing holds power over. You know what I mean? I'll never ever put nothing above that great divine, that has been graceful and has brought blessings through one's family, brothers and sisters I've met in the past, in the world, online. We got to spew out that good energy, because it's about building generals. I'm in the business of building generals, not tearing people down. Again, everyone has a choice if they're healthy, mind, body, and so one can't work without the other. I say that from time to time just to remind brothers and sisters, so look up and around first off, see what it means, so we'll know where to start, because we can protect ourselves in a way. We can become so aware it's not impossible. Anyone can have this power. We can see things beyond our places we live in. Seriously, beyond the cities. That's the kind of realm I'm talking about. I'm talking about that protection that reach out so far that it won't even come near ourselves or loved ones. That's what I'm talking about. That real stuff, not that soft Christian stuff. No, nothing against Christian, but No, we're talking about something way more powerful than a religion. Because as I heard from a great brother, religion and spirituality is two different things. Spirituality is something that all melanated brothers and sisters have before we even get to the religion. Religion is just a band-aid. You know what I'm saying? It just covers it up, or like something need to be fixed, and it, you put duct tape on it. That's really, that's, in my opinion, that's what religion is. A piece of duct tape. It don't mean shit. Real talk, because it all comes down to how we are as brother, sister, general in the pit of that soul. So again, we're all born with the spirit. It just depends on what direction we take when we become aware, and that great divine start holding us accountable. Because I always like to reiterate, I bring this up every now and then just to kind of remind myself and others. We all have those moments, or I like to say great divine gives us a grace period where we're unaware, where we're young, where we're fumbling and messing up. But there's going to come a time where we have to get our shit together. And that great divine will begin to hold us accountable, And the great divine is a very patient, higher supreme being and Mother Nature. And you know why? Because they're the author of patience and time. Has seen our kind come and go. So those who think they hold power, I laugh at you. You hold nothing. It's all an illusion. Just enjoy the journey. Treat people as well as we can. Help those that want to be helped. And those that don't, especially those who are evil or toxic, we already know. Set them off to the side. Great divine will deal with them. Life always deals with those who come to corrupt. I'm starting to realize just one's opinion could be opinion or a theory. Great divine called us all here for a duty in one way or another, or some kind of purpose, whether it's a big giant purpose or small. But we all have some kind of purpose. We just have to find out what it is. That's why we have to get in spaces, and meditate in their deep prayer, think, and focus on something that centers us and keeps us whole and keeps us stable. So then that way, when we're stable, if we have loved ones, family, children, our energy will help them to be stable and be leaders, and students, of themselves and Mama Nature and just the world in general. Because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's beautiful when one is aware. Man, I know that word get thrown around, but it's beautiful when one is aware, because you miss a lot of what woulda, coulda, shoulda. I call that the syndrome. Once we get past all the woulda, coulda, shouldas, we on fire, and we ready to teach. We ready to lead with ourselves. We lead ourselves, and then we teach others to become leaders themselves. And remember, it's about building generals. Remember, it's a realm, and you got a lot of warriors, a lot of generals that's in this realm. And again, family, children. That's why I got my son and myself on the thumbnail. Because the realm includes our family. Our loved ones, our brothers and sisters, whether we near them or not. Still call down protection and keep positive affirmations in our soul. Because, and as we say, let's be real with it. They say what we put out, what we get back, right? So being positive is free all day long. Because negativity can cost you, real talk. But positivity is free. Or positive energy or positive power is free all day long. Don't cost you nothing. So, and it just makes us feel better if we're filled within, and we have, help another to feel good and help them to protect their realm. So that's what I'm going to be in the business of, is helping one see their realm, know their realm, and protect our realm. Real talk. So, because we as humans, we can't see what's coming down the road, remember, but that great divine, always and forever. No, so we better. Ain't no if. We better connect to that divine force, because that's the one and only way, and Mother Nature. And we better know something about that universe, because that's the only way we're going to know when, where, and how to protect our realm. And of course, we're going to have a student moment, my leaders and teachers, with the student spirit. We're going to break it down. And of course, I got 2 songs I'm going to play. One is We In Here, and the other one is Have a Purpose, but Have a Purpose might be first. Yeah, I'm going to play that first, and then We In Here. And that'll be right after That'll be right after this summary I want to read. So thank those for riding along, and thank you for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion. And salute to those who are doing well, and you're going through a situation in your life. Stop, pause, think about it, meditate. Never study our impulses. That is the core of our soul, impulses. If you want to know how important it is to stabilize our impulses, just take a look out over to the world. Impulses are out of control. So, all right, my leaders and teachers, let's read this summary and let's break down protecting our realm. Let's go. Spirituality, protecting our realm, which could refer to our personal space, our home, our family, or even our community involved. Remember I said we start with ourselves, children, family, work our way out. We talk about protection, even mentally, physically, of course, because hands-on is always good. But it all starts in the mind. A righteous, powerful thought in the mind, then it turns into action. All right. Our home, our family, or even our community involves creating a boundary of protection. We talking about symbolically or physically. Boundary of protection and well-being against negative influence. And that's person, place, thing. All right. And energies. This can be achieved through various practices like setting boundaries, cleansing rituals, positive affirmations, what I just said a little while ago, and cultivating a strong connection to something bigger than ourselves, which is that higher supreme being, Mother Nature, and that universe. And I want to read something that Mike Tyson said. Salute to Mike Tyson, one of the realest brothers on the planet. And I want to read what he said. And I'm going to get to these couple of songs and come back. And we're going to break it down even further. The importance, ain't no if, importance of protecting our realm. All right. Criticism. This is from Mike Tyson. Criticism is something we can avoid easily by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. And when he say being nothing, he don't mean like we don't. If you know what he mean, when he says that, it means sometimes the best response is no response. It just depends on the situation. Now, I don't mean we be toxic or sneaky or we doing nothing to manipulate anyone. No, it's all about protecting one's peace and protecting our realm. Again, we got to watch influences from person, place, thing. We have to protect our psyche at all costs. As I like to say, we treat our psyche like we do our money. We watch what goes in and what goes out. And we do these things and what I just read and practice them. And practice them, and be consistent. That's why you hear me say calling down protection from my great divine. You hear me say that a lot. We have to be consistent with this power. Got to stay on it. We don't get to a place of peace and say, oh, I'm good. I ain't got no. There's always going to be something, but we keep ourselves, again, we don't forget, we don't let ourselves become paranoid or nothing. We still have fun and enjoy our lives, but pay attention to that realm, brothers and sisters. It only benefits you. Remember, we're all going to come into our golden years, so we got to keep that realm strong. It'll just benefit us later and our loved ones, because that's what we do it for too, So, all right, brothers and sisters, I'm going to get to this song, or a couple songs, and I'll be back, of course. I was going to say we'll be back. I'm so used to talking with my son, but yeah. But salute to those who've been chiming in on the father and son discussions. Really been having a ball. And I spent time with my son this weekend. My son Ethan. I spent time with him this weekend. We had a ball, and he and I, because I got to get my car fixed, so I can't go too many places. But, I try to go somewhere when I can. But, we went somewhere and spent time with my son and his siblings and his mom, just to get her out the house. She don't have no car right now. And we just went to the store and got something to eat. And, not too far because I can't drive my car that much. I got to get it fixed because it runs hot. But just wanted to get them out the house. I see my son every weekend. Again, I'll see him Wednesday. I got to do another podcast on volunteering too. And just spend some time with him. That's another thing about our realm. Being around our loved ones, That's the only way we're gonna protect our realm, by being present, so we'll know what to do and what measures to take and what we have to have or need to protect our realm at all costs. Real talk. So spending time with loved ones, again, powerful affirmations to ourselves. Be consistent, in our prayers. Don't just pray for, when people who pray, I say meditation. I meditate, but we have some people that are Christians. So whether you meditate or prayer, don't just make prayers about yourself. Think of everyone in our prayer, because it just makes that realm that much stronger. And whatever you're, asking for, or if you're asking for protection or something, it just makes it that more authentic and stronger. Never just make a prayer all about oneself and about getting things. Always include family, teachers, those that have helped us, anybody that's in our realm. It all matters, because the great divine, we gotta be parallel with that great divine, because the great divine just doesn't focus on one being. The great divine sees a trillion billion beings all day, every day. So that's how we got to treat our realm. So again, just one's advice, when we meditate or prayer, or we thinking about something we need or want to get, have our family in there too, have that deep prayer for them too. That's what that realm is all about. All right, so I'm gonna play the first song is "We Are In Here," and I'll be back to break it down even further, go even deeper, the importance, man, of protecting our realm at all costs. Be back after this.
Man, we up in here. Yeah. We ain't got no fear. Rah. I said we up in here. Brothers and sisters. One with that light, have that light, own that light. One with that light, be one with that light, have that light, grab that light. Cause we up in here. Rah. We ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, stay on this beat. What I do, making it through. I help me, help you. We never lose, never confuse. I am here to teach and reach, make us see, keep us free, and be a righteous beast in these streets. Always here and around, always down. We'll do this on this sound. Positive stuff, thankful God has kept me all around, pushing through with good news. Got no time for no blues. Wanna live one's family, my sisters and my dudes. Woo, G, cause we up in here. Rah, we ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, cause we up in here. Rah, one with that light, have that light, own that light. One with that light, have that light. Man, we up in here. Yeah, we ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, cause we up in here. On that light, one with that light, grab that light. Yeah, doing right, up to the sky. Do I transition, cause we don't die. Got that knowledge in our brain. Make it in this life, never go insane. Yeah, take care of our shit. Don't ever, man, pass no blame. Yeah, good things I'm teaching you to keep and make us live in blocks. All our family, especially our kids. Schooling you, schooling me. We can make it both be free. I don't give a damn about no money, man. Fuck a fee. Know why? Cause we up in here. Yeah. We ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, we up in here. On that light, one with that light, have that light. Man, we up in here. Yeah. We ain't got no fear. Brothers and sisters, so we up in here. On that light, one with that light, have that light. On that light, brothers and sisters, yeah, that's how we up in here.
All right, real talk. We up in here, brothers and sisters. Real talk. Yeah. I love doing music. So, again, thank those that's been riding along. My son and I, Lord Lamont, and myself, we really do appreciate it, And I just did uploaded a song from L'Oreal Lyrical, my cousin, may she rest in peace and in power. I said I was gonna play Purpose first, didn't I? But I played We Up in Here first. I did say that, didn't I? But that's all right. That's what being authentic is all about. We ain't always got to try to be all perfect all the time, But yeah, I just uploaded a song that she made. It was called "Be a Lady," and man, I'm telling you, like I said, L'Oreal Lyrical, rest in peace and empower my cuz. She was phenomenal, intelligent. She would have been a force to be reckoned with. I would never let her spirit rest. I will always bring her up, and I always keep her spirit alive, as well as others in one's family. May they rest in peace and in power. You know, I got to place that goal over our families, you know. Protection. Man, may we just be protected in this life. May all of our realms be protected. We prosper, stay aware, stay strong. See, that's kind of stuff we got. And I do this even when I'm not speaking. You know, that's why I say we got to practice things. We got to make righteous things, affirmations and all that stuff. Make it a habit, you know. Get rid of the old ones. Replace old habits with good righteous habits. You know what I mean? So, and it gets embedded in our soul. It becomes natural. You know, when we do something, they say practice make perfect intentions, right? And almost perfect, you know. And it's good. It's wonderful, you know. Righteous rituals, not no cult or no shit like that. Something that'll help us within, you know, because it helps our immune system. And then we teach others to have powerful affirmations within themselves so they can keep their immune system strong. Because, again, everything we do matters to our immune system. Everything we do, how we think, all that, because it connects to our nervous system, you know. Watch the information we got going up and down our spine, because our spine is attached to our nervous system, which goes throughout our entire body. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a part of protecting our realm too. Knowing, I don't know everything about the human body, but I know we have to be educated somewhat about our physical body in order to have a spiritual body, you know. So, because the physical is just important. The mind, the body, and the spirit, the psyche, all of it is important. None of it is more important than the other. All of it is important. One can't work without the other, because that's the only way to see the realm, know how far out, you know, because it's not just our small spaces. It's way beyond ourselves, beyond our cities we live in, our countries, or, you know, wherever we're staying. You know, I don't want to say it wrong, but wherever we reside, you know, we can make our realm reach way out. That protection get way out. Real talk. That's how we got to think. We got to broaden our mind, take it out of these small spaces that this world would try to keep us in, you know, because that's why I put the picture on my thumbnail. So I put that on my thumbnail, you know. Be around my children and family as much as I can. If I can't physically, I can do it spiritually, you know. We gotta be powerful, no doubt, you know. That's what that great divine wants. It doesn't want us to have no doubt. Just listen to what that divine says and take it from there. Don't question it or nothing, you know. Because that's what this world will do. It'll make you think like the righteous things are weird. Like we say, they make the right things look good and the good things, like the bad things are good and the right things are bad. That's how this world is, if I said that right. It's like it's backwards. You know what I'm saying? But no, don't never get caught up in blurred lines, because righteous is always the way to go. And it's not being this heavenly person on the cloud. No, it's just doing the right thing, even when it's not easy. That's what builds a strong general. Young brother, young sister, or older brother and sister, or family, you know. It's nothing more impactful than being a strong general for our young youth. Real talk. So I'm going to get to this next song. And everybody has a purpose, one way or another. Again, we just got to know what that purpose is, because Great Divine didn't put us on this earth to just work and do the routine stuff. No, it's to be an impact to each other, you know, because we all are social creatures, especially my melanated brothers and sisters. And salute to the generals out there that's speaking that truth and standing tall, whether in our families, in the world, or online. Do whatever we got to do to protect our round brothers and sisters. I mean it. All right, I'll be back after Have a Purpose. Be back after this.
Yeah, for my brothers and my sisters and my family, yeah, and to my generals, salute. Gotta have a purpose, yeah, or it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose, yeah, or it ain't worth it. Hey, gotta have a purpose, yeah, or it ain't worth it in this life. Hey, gotta have a purpose, hey, it ain't worth it. In this life, man, gotta have a purpose, yeah, or it ain't worth it. In this life, gotta have a purpose, hey, or it ain't worth it. In this life, gotta have a purpose. Keep moving on, gotta do things to keep us strong and make us show, man. spread positivity through this hip hop. I don't give a damn, yeah, I say about the top. I keep moving on in this life with the great divine zone. And all I can see is my generals. Gotta stay bold and never fold. I gotta be firm on this foundation. Look at the things that we've been through. Keep concentration. I gotta keep control. Yeah, for my sisters and my bros. Yeah, with your vibrations, high expectations, man, never low. Gotta have a purpose. Hey, or it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose. Hey, it ain't worth it. And if we don't have a purpose, in this life, or it ain't worth it. I mean, we gotta have a purpose. Brothers and sisters, it ain't worth it. If man, I don't have a purpose. Yeah, a man, no, I'm not a perfect man, but I'm here. A man here, I stand and listen to the positive words and that I'm saying. I ain't no master gonna get me, I'm never slammed. And yeah, I'm never a slave. Yeah, I'm here today. This is why I feel this way on this mic while I lay positive things, man, all up in my bones. And in this life, man, I gotta, yeah, stay strong. You probably hear me say the word, yeah, man, a lot. I gotta do this to keep my life hot and in control. And yeah, be a good bro. And yeah, I'm trying my best to mentor little souls. I keep these words moving, yeah, stay up on this beast. And in this life, I continue, man, being a beast. Cause I'm giving this insight so we can see brothers and my sisters and also my family purpose. Hey, oh, it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose. Hey, oh, it ain't worth it. Brothers and sisters, better have a purpose. Yeah. Oh, it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose. Hey, oh, it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose. Brothers and sisters, know what I'm saying? We gotta have something righteous, man, to look forward to. You know, wake up every day with affirmations. Think of the wonderful divine things we have plowed through. You know, family, brothers and sisters, me and you. Purpose, hey, or it ain't worth it in this life. Gotta have a purpose, hey, yeah, yeah. I mean, we gotta have a purpose, yeah. Brothers and sisters, you know what? Or it ain't worth it.
Real talk, real talk. It ain't worth it if we don't have a purpose, man. Be thankful if we as I say, we got into a place of peace, man. Be appreciative, you know, because again, some of us have had really, you know, challenging, hard, you know, to get to a place of peace. So I don't never want to come off like it's an easy thing to get to, because some are still fighting or don't know or know they had that peace, or, you know, or don't have it, or don't know they have it, you know. Whatever we got to do to stay centered, stay peaceful in this life, because that's the only way to see our realm, is to create a life of peace the best way we can, because as we all know, things are coming at us at different angles. I would say all angles are different angles, you know. Reality, brothers and sisters, you know, never get lost in a false sense of reality. Danger, danger, danger. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to keep breaking down, you know, protecting our realm. It's serious, you know, it's more than just a saying or affirmation or trying to be positive. No, it's a way of life, you know. It's nothing wrong with being ready. As I've said before, and you hear many of us say, we get ready, we stay ready, so we don't have to get ready, you know. And just you would be amazed, you know, the things we're like, wow, I'm glad I got myself prepared for this. And when things come, it's not that hard of an impact, because we keep ourselves righteously ready. You know, when we meditate, and real emphasis on real deep prayer. Again, we don't say prayers just for ourselves. You know, those who do pray, you know, include everyone in that realm. That's how we build that power. That's how we you know, that's how that great divine what we put out, right? So we get back. So that's why we do that. All right, let's keep breaking it down. My students, you know, leaders and teachers, student spirit. All right. Visualize our personal space as in, either real. It's either real. Some, remember, words I might mispronounce, but it's ETHEREAL, because some words I don't use in my vocabulary. All right. Visualize our personal space as an either real. It's either, I think it's either real shield of light, repelling unwanted energies. establishing limits. Learn to say no when our intuition warns us of disharmony or negativity. Cleansing rituals, righteously now, not that cult shit. All right. Smugging and sound healing. Smudging. Okay. Use practices like smudging with, let's say smudging with herbs. That's people who do, who work with herbs. With herbs, sound healing, or visualization to cleanse our energetic space. Like keep your house clean. Like I have a tendency to kind of be cluttery sometimes, and it bothers me. It does matter how we keep our space, our house. We're at the core of our realm. That's what will make the rest of our realm protected on the outside. We have that core. The core is always important, just like the core of our soul. Same thing, that's where everything begins. That protection, intuition, cleansing, all that. Use practices. Let me see, visualization to cleanse our energetic space in our home, where we at. Of course, keep our mind clean. Don't have a lot of clutter in our brain. Lusting, attention, addictions, all that kind of stuff. Again, this for me too now. All right, let me see. Positive affirmations and mental fortification. Use positive affirmations like I am protected by that great, great divine to reinforce a positive mindset and a sense of protection, or real protection. That's why that goes back to what I said. When we get in our meditations or deep prayer, don't just ask for things about ourselves. We can do that too, but don't forget to put that protection in there for our families, because we are social creatures. Matter of fact, not even just our families, just overall anybody. Think, meditate about our jobs. Just anything. Because I do that sometimes. I say, great divine, protect one on the job and others on the job. Make them aware, keep them away from things, because we have to call down protection on others, because we have to interact with human beings, right? So that's how we can kind of chase away those little energies, or maybe little evil entities or energies that some people carry that they may not know. So that's why we call down protection for our families, brothers and sisters in the world, online, for ourselves, from ourselves. That's the most important part, from ourselves. And that's for me too, because we have to get into our subconscious so we can get in there and dig up those things that hide in our body. So that's because in order to protect our realm, we have to have ourselves right, our vessel right, the best way we can, but we keep studying, keep practicing, we'll see things come into fruition. And I'm gonna give it a little example, because I always call out protection on my family, brothers and sisters, people I've met in the world online, above and beyond, brothers and sisters, outside of our little spaces, even outside our cities, as I said, or wherever we're living. I'm gonna give an example of how when we have strong conviction and no doubt in our meditation and or deep prayer. I was talking to my brother Marlon, and he's doing really well. He's actually doing things I never thought that not that he couldn't, but I just never thought he'd be doing. He's like a manager now of a store he's been working at. He used to be a delivery driver. Now he's a manager. And so that's, I'm telling you, that's why we have to have the power of protection thoughts in our mind when we pray. That's why we have to have our family in there. We could be helping them without even seeing it. We can be protecting them and not even be around them. I solely feel that in my soul, Again, we can't have no doubt. We can't think things like that are impossible, That's what this world will do. Make us think things like that are impossible when they're not. And what's kind of funny, like, let's go back to our ancestors, my African brothers and sisters who are over in Africa, or just Africa in general. They'll tell you, like, even in some of those Bibles, they'll tell you, like, African artifacts and all that stuff. They'll say it's evil and all that, but they'll have all these artifacts in their office. Real talk. Look at some of these movies. Y'all, like some of the houses and offices or schools, they always have African artifacts up on the wall, but they tell us it's bad and try to hide it from us. But they know the power of it. See, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we need to be educated about our ancestors and the power that they possessed, because evil entities know the power that they possessed. Real talk. Again, they'll tell us that it's bad, and it's just like voodoo. Well, voodoo really isn't bad. It really isn't. It wasn't meant to be bad. But when they got a hold of evil entities, I'm talking about people that are not African, if you get my drift, read between the lines. But when they got a hold of it, they knew the power of voodoo, but they made it look bad when it's really not. It always goes back to who's driving the vehicle. You know what I mean? So, because voodoo can be used for good things. You know, that's kind of like me calling out protection. It's not voodoo, but it's a spiritual power that, you know, we just feel, you know. Sometimes we might not even understand it, but we feel it's right in our heart. See, and that's a good thing. That's when you know it's that divine. You know, divine always been there. You know, that's why I laugh at evil entities. But a lot of us are aware. But that's just a little side note. You know, the very thing they tell us is evil, they be using it themselves, especially when it comes to African and melanated brothers and sisters, you know. So they'll tell us what we invented and made and created, tell us it's bad, and take it and repackage it and sell it and use it and sell it right back to us. That's crazy. So know the true power of our ancestors. They wasn't playing. I'm talking about those who built the pyramids. That's why you see me putting I always come back to Egypt, or aka Kemet, what I got on my banner now. And I got other videos where I've showed Kemet, because that's where Africa, Mama Africa, that's where all the power resides, all the resources. That's where it all stems from. Real talk. Again, that's the best place to come one with Mama Nature, is over in Africa. Real talk. Mama Africa. Salute to my brothers and sisters over there. You know, even those that's under that conditioning, I call down protection on them too. That's what that ram is all about. See, and that's what I mean. You know, we gotta get serious with this spiritual power that a lot of us know we have, but some don't. So that's why we got a lot of righteous teachers, brothers and sisters in our family, in the world, and online, to bring that power out in us. Because again, Great Divine called us to this earth. We all have a purpose. We just got to know what it is, whether it's big or small. It's not always fame or in the limelight. It can be something as small as something in our family, you know, helping our children, anything, you know. Always connect to a righteous hobby and be a seeker of knowledge. It will lead to so many great things. Of course, righteous knowledge, you know. And I'm telling you, all we need is results. Once we start getting those results, those spiritual results, and take this divine walk serious, man, our realm will be protected, and some great things will come about, and we'll see it in ourselves, our children, our families, brothers and sisters we connect with, you know, just in life in general, you know, through the mix of the challenging and being aware of the ways and sways of the world, you know, because got to be ready for that too, because they coming at us and our families. Real talk. So that's just something I had in my spirit, and just wanted to share a little divine energy, you know, and give a little affirmation, and you know, and just wanted to give some advice. Do whatever we got to do to protect our realm, brothers and sisters, you know, because evil entities don't care if we're nice, hard. It don't care. It just wants our soul, you know. So, and remember, the devil can come through person, place, thing. Always be on guard like a general and be ready. But have fun too, you know. Don't let this life make it where we can't even be human. Never do that, you know. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And let nothing break the peace that we have finally got to, so we can fight this spiritual battle out here. It ain't no game out here sometimes. Real talk. So keep loving on your loved ones, you know. Keep showing brothers and sisters the way, and those that you know that are healthy and don't want to learn to do better, I feel sorry for you. You missing out, you know, what that great divine has for us. You know, we just gotta dig in deep, get to the bottom of that soul, the bottom of that barrel, I like to say, thong, man, get underneath all the crap that we have accumulated over the years in our psyche. Keep our psyche cleansed and whole, you know, so we can be happy, you know, like me and my son on my thumbnail, you know. I love moments like that, and with my family, and you know, his siblings and his mom and I are not together, but we have finally developed good co-parenting. You know, co-parenting can be challenging, but it always depends on the individual. You know, we have to do what's right and not what we want. Great Divine gives us what we need, remember, and the righteous ones will come. So, and it's sometimes, depending on the situation, who we are, sometimes we do have to be the bigger person, but not naive, not stupid. Again, it just depends on the situation. You have to be strategic, especially when it comes to children. Because remember, it's not about us parents. It's about the children most of the time, you know. We got to make sure they straight, be an example to them, So salute to my biological children, my God children, my family, those who've been listening in, my generals, I'm going to salute you, brothers and sisters, on to your divine warrior life. As I say, brother, sister, general, family in the world, online. Do whatever we got to do to protect our realm. Salute.